This time on Party's Over, let's talk about your smile. Are veneers right for you? Or are you afraid of how they'll look? And later, we're talking about the 4 attachment styles. If you've never heard of them, then you're in for a treat. That's all ahead. Don't go anywhere. Externally, I wanted to look a certain way, but internally, I wasn't happy. I've had so many procedures, so many treatments, more than I can count. I started to really focus on doing things for my body that made me feel good. I decided to write my book to share this knowledge, and people have really resonated with it. And that night at 5 in the morning, there's a girl at the front door. I was able to figure out what a narcissist was because I was married to a narcissist.
There's some stuff in there I'm very surprised that you're talking about.
I can spot the red flags now from a mile away. I want the viewers of my show to walk away feeling great about themselves and feeling empowered. I'm going to incorporate my story as well in the show, but I also am very interested in learning about other people's stories.
I love your honesty and your genuineness. That's what makes you so authentic and real and why people want to talk to you.
Watch Party's Over. It's going to be fun, informative. We're going to have a great time. Party's over. We're starting today with a discussion about veneers, those little additions that promise a perfect smile. My friend Vita is here with me, and we've got an expert on hand who also happens to be my best friend. Sorry, Vita. I'm just kidding. They're both my best friends. Dr. Susan Raw, an amazing dentist. Hi, Susan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And we're going to talk about veneers and teeth and possibly friendships and Vita's teeth.
I have a lot of questions about my teeth. I have really bad teeth.
Okay.
So let's first of all, talk about like what you do, because she's a cosmetic dentist. So will you explain to the audience exactly what that entails?
Yes. So as a cosmetic dentist, I do everything to bring a patient to their ideal smile. Not necessarily ideal in the general sense, but maybe ideal in their minds, just to make them feel good. But it is cosmetics involving orthodontics, implants, surgeries, whatever it is that we need to do, veneers at the end.
Also, can you explain to the audience, so I've seen her before and after photos of different patients that she has had in her office, and it was something like dentistry in a day where you remove all the teeth.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite procedures.
Wait, what is this?
We'll have
Dentistry
these
in a
teeth
day.
that most of them cannot be saved. And instead of trying to save each and every one of them and costing thousands of dollars, close to like $100,000, we have like this program, which is pretty common now, where we can plan and predict their smile, and then on the day of surgery, we will pull all their teeth and then insert this prosthetic, and we screw it into their mouth so that they walk out with teeth.
And then are those permanent teeth, or will they come back for, okay.
And they cannot take them out. Only dentists can take them out for them.
What is the anesthesia on that?
So a lot of times for every single one of my patients, we do sedation.
Okay.
So it's a conscious sedation where they are, responsive, but they're kind of out of it. And
is that laughing gas?
No.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
The gas is involved with that also.
Oh, it is?
Okay. And then what would the prep be for something like that? Say you need something like this done. Is there anything you need to do like the weeks prior to get ready for the surgery?
Yes. So what we do is, because we are making the teeth ahead of time, we're taking pictures, scans, making the prosthetic. They're coming in for try-ins, making sure they like them. And then we also medically, of course, make sure that they are okay with the surgeries. If we have to involve their physicians, we will. As far as the sedation, their drivers have to be informed, and that all has to be planned ahead of time so that the day that anything gets done that's it. Everything comes together on that day.
I've seen her do incredible before and afters. I mean, people to the point where their teeth were like rotten in their mouth, and she's literally removed them and has given them this beautiful smile.
And how long is this procedure? How long does it take in office?
So it takes me about 5 hours to do top and bottom teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, are there some people, do you automatically do top and bottom? Or are there some people that just need top or some people that just need bottom?
Correct. There are people who only need certain arches, and
Okay.
people need the whole mouth.
And the teeth match.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then what is the, you don't have to do the exact cost, but what's a rough cost estimate for somebody that wants to do
most
this?
of them are going to be well over 50,000 for 2 arches.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's actually cheaper, isn't
That
it,
is,
than
on the East
doing
Coast.
complete veneers for top and bottom? Because the prices have changed drastically since COVID.
It has, but I will say, depending on your area, like the West Coast it's just almost double my prices.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
it's very
go
expensive.
and do it. Come to my office. I'm a lot cheaper.
So obviously we want people to come to you, but say, they can't travel. What are some things you should look out for when you're choosing a practice to do this cosmetic dentistry?
So it's going to be, first of all, you got to talk to a dentist who automatically understands the situation and their experience, because a lot of times the surgery is a little complicated. You run into things like abscesses, holes in the bone, and the doctor has to know what to do at that moment. There is no second chance. You can't wake the patient up and say, oh, you got to go to a specialist. You can't do anything like that. You have to kind of know what you're doing. So most dentists who do this procedure are going to refer you to an oral surgeon, but I have thousands of hours of surgery under my belt. And so I'm able to handle it here in the office myself. But for patients who are going to a general dentist who do not do surgeries, they will experience that with an oral surgeon. And most times the oral surgeon will know what to do. So by then, the only thing that dentist really is responsible for is the prosthetic and making sure that that fits and is beautiful.
It's a massive difference. Can we tell the audience the worst thing that you've seen from the patient who did the least amount of taking care of their mouth that
You're loving this.
basically you've ever seen? This is my favorite.
The worm? Are you talking about the worm?
Yes.
A
When,
worm?
okay.
Okay,
So
maybe my teeth aren't as bad as I think they are. I just had a couple cavities.
We were in the middle of treatment when we were cleaning something out, and under the gum, I pulled this thing out and it curled, and we put it on our tray and it was moving. It was a worm.
It was a worm living in
Oh my
the
God.
mouth.
What'd you do with it?
organism
in a jar.
that developed from periodontal disease.
Yes. She sees so many cases where, for whatever reason, her patients are afraid to brush their teeth, from a previous trauma, hadn't been to the dentist in years.
Yeah, we have a lot of those. And, there are people like that walking around in America, so because they're so afraid.
So what do you suggest for, say, somebody that necessarily can't afford veneers, right? Because everybody can't spend $50,000 on their teeth. That's just a reality. What is a low entry way to improve your smile?
So we have different tiers. So if you can't do the best, then you go you keep knocking down to where there's stability, but yet there are dentures and you can remove them, but they're still held in by implants. And then, of course, if you can't even afford that, then there's just dentures. But our dentures are so beautiful that some people can't even tell that they're dentures.
How much are the lowest end that you offer for
I
top
would
and
say
bottom?
ours is probably top and bottom, over 4,000. That's with extractions and stuff, not including bone or anything like that.
And you have financing.
Yeah. Most
So
offices
say,
offer
or so I personally, I don't want to get veneers. I'm just not doing it, right? But I have cosmetic bonding. Is that something that you offer, or do you not believe in that?
Yes. So cosmetic bonding is a wonderful way of getting uniformity, but I think that it does stain over time if you don't take care of it. but and if it's done well and highly polished, it can look really nice. But once again, it is the technician or the dentist that is putting them on. You're kind of at their mercy.
Right. So you have to make sure you go to somebody good. Okay. So Vita wants to know, what can she do for her?
What can I do for my teeth? So I have soft teeth, right?
Yes.
So I'm cavity prone. I brush my teeth twice a day. I floss, I do all the rinses, I do the water pick, and inevitably I get cavities, right?
Yes.
Like, this isn't so much a cosmetic question, it's more of a medical question. Like, what can I do to help my dental health? Like, what am I doing wrong?
So you're not doing anything wrong. It's unfortunately your genetics or the way your teeth have built itself, whether it was a lack of fluoride or a lack of a mineral.
I had well water growing up.
Yeah, I did too, but we supplemented with.
I don't think, I should talk to my mom.
Did you supplement though with fluoride?
I mean, that's a question for my mom, and I'm guessing no.
Your mom.
I don't see her supplementing
Well, you would
me with
know.
water.
Like when I was younger, we had well water, and I always took extra fluoride.
Oh no, I don't think I got fluoride on the rig.
That's probably what happened.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, so that can create, and unless you're genetically fortunate, most kids who do not have access to fluoride will end up with soft teeth. It's just a matrix of how the teeth are building as it's developing. And,
interesting.
There are controversies with the fluoride, but really overall though, like study after study is just so conclusive that fluoride is so healthy for your teeth.
So use fluoride toothpaste.
Yes.
Well, now it's too late.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is,
no, but
this is when you were younger.
Yeah, but if you have kids, like I have,
you don't have a well. Like now, like you're
I have a
city water.
Yeah.
Right, but you don't even drink your city water, do you?
No.
Right.
Do you?
No, I don't drink my city.
Are you sure?
I don't drink. You know what? Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna admit to one. I do one dirty little thing. So I do put city water in my Nespresso machine, and I drink. So I drink city water every single morning.
That is actually
totally
that's one of the things that I tell people. I'm like, fill your Keurig up with the regular.
Look, I'm doing something right.
Wow. See, Vita's so progressive. She's always
Look at that, me and my city water.
Okay, so what can she do for her teeth?
Okay, so Vita, I've seen your smile, and I actually think it's very characteristic. However, if you want something that's ideally perfect looking, then I would suggest you do orthodontics first.
Okay, like Invisalign or something like that? Okay.
Yes. And then put toppings over it. Like, for example, if you want to do the cosmetic veneers just to make them all look uniform, or, sometimes you don't even need it. Sometimes you can just tweak it with a smoothing down like certain incisal edges and stuff just to make them look all the same.
Just a little more uniform.
Yeah. I do that a lot actually on patients who have like little bit of ununiformity or like unevenness after orthodontics.
So it's interesting. So
and
I have topical bonding, but on the back of my teeth, if I like run my tongue against it, it actually does feel crooked. It's interesting. So it's like it look.
So Invisalign is easy, and then she could actually make any repairs with the bonding if you.
Yeah. Now, if you have fillings and stuff on your front teeth and it's not uniform, then consider the veneers. Then
she doesn't want to do that. She's a chicken about everything. No filler, no veneers.
Yeah, you put veneers in my teeth. You'd be getting texts from me at like 2 a.m. Sue, help! I don't want to.
Oh my God, Sue, you don't want
I don't want my veneer to fall out. You'll be like on vacation, and I'll be like, is my veneer okay?
Oh yeah. No.
You do not want me. Run for the hills.
You don't want her as your patient.
I know. Trust me, I have my handful though.
So also, how do you deal with because you're very good at like facial balancing? So can you correct somebody's like facial structure with the dental work?
Yes, actually, we do that a lot, especially with the lip collapse, like when they don't have enough support from their teeth, or there's an unevenness to their smile. What happens is when you start restoring their teeth, like for example, if somebody's missing their back teeth, it's called a loss of vertical dimension. That means the height of their face has shrunk. Okay, so and they look like, like they don't have teeth. So the balancing would be making sure that, this, and this is balanced. And a lot of times when this goes, what we do is we restore that to the proper height, and it changes their look completely. Yeah. And also the facial aspect of it, like when you look at their profile, they look like they don't have any teeth. Then what we do is we put teeth in and we build it out so that when they smile, they actually look like they have teeth. And when they put their lips together, it looks like their lips are a little more pouty, so that, you've seen that look where they don't have any lips. A lot of times because their teeth are teeny tiny.
Right. And she's also really good about, you do Botox in the office and filler as well for your patients. Yeah, she's very big on
chin volume.
So one stop.
Yeah. No, it's a one-stop shop,
like
which is amazing because, I've been to other dentists down here and it's not a one-stop shop where they have filler, Botox.
Yeah, just go in.
Whatever you need.
Get all your tweaking in.
Yeah, I think it's because I've been around you, Sandy, for so long that make sure I got everything taken care of. I'm going to be like, you need this? I got it.
She's so funny. So how can our viewers get in touch with you if they're in Maryland or they want to actually come to your office or contact you on your website or Instagram?
Yeah, they can call, they can look at my name all over Google, and good and bad reviews. Unfortunately, I can't make everybody. We get psychos too.
We love honesty on Parties Over, so thank you.
So she's Dr. Susan Ra, and her practice is Touch of Smiles in Cockeysville, Maryland.
Yeah, Touch of Smiles Dental Care in Cockeysville, Maryland.
Thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. If you like what you're hearing, share this episode with friends and click that subscribe button. We're back with more. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everyone. We have an exciting guest today, Jennifer Clearwaters. She's a licensed professional counselor, and we are going to be talking about the 4 attachment styles. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for
Good,
having me on.
Thank you for coming on the show today. And I wanted to explain to the audience what the 4 attachment styles are and how important it is for each person to know what their attachment style is and their partners.
So when we jump right in with attachment styles, it's something that we really need to do first for ourselves, because we need to know what kind of person we are, so we know when we are attracting and trying to be in the right partnership. Sometimes we just shake our heads and we can't figure out why this isn't working. So number 1, we need to know ourselves. And number 2, we really need to know what our partner's needs are, because we may think that we know, but they might have a totally different attachment style than us. Okay, and a lot of it comes from our background, our experience, our childhood. This is all these things that make up you as a person, is what your attachment style is. So the first one that's really talked about is an anxious attachment style. And that can be something that's more of like you're the anxious person, or your partner is very anxious. You're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're not really sure what's going on. And you can kind of go back and notice these patterns. We're probably all shaking our heads like, that's me, or it's someone that I know.
She'll know by the end of this episode. I already know what I am because I had to go through therapy with my ex. But
yes.
I have a question though before we jump into this. I have actually never heard the term attachment style. What is an attachment style before we get into the specifics? I'm sure there's other people out there that are like, attachment style,
what is
what's that?
Right.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
Think of it this way. Our attachment style is the way that you bond, right? The way that you connect with really with yourself, but the way that you're going to connect to other people. So attachment styles, this is just like the term. And if you look up attachment styles, there's numerous books and articles written on this, but it's really how we connect, or actually how we disconnect, or how we don't connect. So almost if you thought of yourself as a magnet, you're going to have someone that you're going to connect with, and then there's going to be people you're going to repel from. So that's what really attachment styles are like. So if we're talking about, again, the anxious attachment style, that might be someone who's a bit nervous or unsure, waiting for the other shoe to drop, not really sure what's going to happen. Another one is it's called avoidant. So the person that like doesn't really want to get too attached, doesn't want to really make any big commitments, not really addressing the problems, like kind of like avoiding the situation, avoiding getting serious, avoiding actually saying like, oh, I don't think this is working. So you might notice those types of qualities in yourself or in someone else. So the other one is we have anxious, we have avoidant, we have disorganized, where we might be kind of all over the place. Disorganized.
And disorganized.
And those might be sometimes where, we might really literally be all over the place, but sometimes you might misconstrue that as being anxious. But, disorganization is disorganization. We really don't know what we want. We're not sure if we like you. We're not sure if we like ourselves. We don't want to commit. We're really not, I don't want to put too much time into this. Okay, so that's a kind of a different style that it's very hard to be settled with a disorganized attachment partner. And think about, it's hard to be settled and calm when everything is disorganized. So, and then the last one, the one that everyone's like hoping to find, is a secure attachment style. And that's kind of when you feel comfortable, you feel like you are yourself, you feel solid in who you are as a person, and that's what you're hoping to give to the partner. And usually those relationships that work really well are people who have figured out how to work with a secure attachment style.
So you can be one attachment style in one relationship, but be a different attachment style in another.
Because remember, all of our life experiences make us who we are and where we're going to the next phase. So, and you can also be parts. Like there are some advanced research that shows that you could be anxious and avoidant, or you could be anxious and disorganized. So you might have a little combinations of both. So
are there combinations in couples that are like an implosion waiting to happen? Like, are there any really good combinations? Like, how like certain astrological signs should be mixed? Are there certain attachment styles?
It's hard to say that, but like if you are, if you are a very anxious person and you're that person that's like waiting for every little thing, you being with an avoidant person is going to probably drive you crazy. Right? Because you're not going to get any answers to any of the things that you want if someone's always avoidant. So, I mean, it really just depends. Or if you're a secure person and you feel like I'm really good in myself, who I am, and you're with someone that's very disorganized, that's going to be very frustrating for you.
It would drive you insane. Like my past relationship, we went to therapy and worked on these attachment styles and what we were and how to work together. And I was the disorganized and he was the avoidant. So we're now separated and getting divorced.
Yeah.
But I feel like now the work that I've done on myself, I'm more secure, at least by myself. I feel like I'm more secure, comfortable person.
Yeah.
So the next relationship that I get into, I want to be with a secure person.
Mm-hmm. But remember, everything that we go through, all of our experiences, good, bad, or ugly, that's what makes us into the person we are right here, right now, in this moment. And so for you can take all of your experiences from your previous relationship and say, okay, I want to move forward. And now I know, like I'm not looking for these things. I'm looking for these other aspects. So
really hard to be with an avoidant. I think that's probably one of the hardest attachment styles to be in a relationship with.
Yes. Well, because, if you're going to be in a serious relationship, you're going to have to deal with real things. And you can't really deal with anything real if you're going to avoid.
Right. Do these styles translate into other relationships in your life, or is it just for romantic relationships?
No, anyone that you spend time with, it can almost help you figure out some things. Like if you
I'm seeing some friendships that like are not working with me because that's why I was like, wait, is this a romantic thing or can this apply to your everyday life
it's
too?
Mostly when we think about relationships, right? We're mostly thinking about who is our romantic partner, who's going to be our partner. But if you sat back and think about it, you can go, oh, okay, it's it can really be with any person that you're spending time with. It can make sense.
Yeah.
It's also just like there's another thing called the love languages. There's 5 love languages. So you can figure that out also with romantic partners, but also like with your siblings or your family, like what makes you tick may not make someone else tick. And if you know that knowledge, you can communicate better.
Yeah, like we all have that friend that if you don't text them back, they send like 20 text messages back, you know, and you're like, why are you texting me
why
this
are you
many
doing
times,
that?
you know? And this makes sense. So it translates across the board.
If we feel anxious, if I'm out to dinner with a friend that's making me feel anxious, is that because they have an anxious attachment style?
Well, it could be, but remember, anxiety, there's always a root cause of anxiety.
Right.
So there's always anxiety has a reason behind it, even though like you might feel anxious and in the moment, like you're like, why? I don't feel it, but there's always a reason behind it. So if you're with a friend who's making you anxious, you have to think about it. Is it that friend's energy? That's
Yes, because I've been around people where I'm feeling super anxious, but then I can be around other people like Vita and I'm not anxious at all.
Well, thank you. Right back at you.
You have very calm energy. I can feel it.
Like I feel like I'm a pretty secure person at this point in my life. I mean, in a past life, maybe not, but right now, at 43, I'm very secure. And I feel like I can't deal with these anxious, the preoccupieds in any aspect of my life, right? Like why do I have to constantly reassure you that we're friends, you know? It's interesting.
Yeah,
It's really difficult to be around an anxious.
Right? Yeah, anxious is very difficult.
And I forget dating an anxious.
I can't even
do it.
imagine.
No, that it's very hard to do, but you need to be secure in yourself. You know, it's someone who's very anxious is more like we have to work on getting rid of the anxiety for yourself, working on yourself to make that anxiety go away. Because remember, lots of the things that we're anxious about aren't even things that are really happening.
But once we're secure with ourselves, like Vita is and I am now, I'm probably going to attract that person that's more
100%.
complimentary to me. I'm not going to attract an avoidant,
And
probably.
you're going to
or an
have less
anxious person.
tolerance. Like you're not.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
feel
gonna
like
be able to
you're
do
not going to
it.
fall for the avoidant again because you're so secure in yourself. You would walk away before you fell in the trap.
Yes.
100%.
Well, that is something to put out in the universe. The energy that you have around yourself is what
Yes.
you're going to put out.
Yes.
I'm feeling, like you said, Vita, I'm feeling so much more secure now with myself. When I'm going out to attract back, you're not going to be attracting back anxious and disorganized people, and
No.
you're going to be attracting back what you put out.
So $1 million question, how do we become secure? Those of us who are looking at this and are like, I'm an anxious, I'm an avoidant.
Right.
How do
they become
How do
secure?
I become secure?
How to become secure. So becoming secure really means that you have to become confident and accepting of yourself with all the flaws and all the craziness and the crazy characteristics that we all have. We have to say, like, I have to be able to love myself if I'm going to love someone else in whatever relationship that is. And that really comes with working on your mental health and wellness, like everyday little things. And one of the biggest things that I actually tell patients when they come in is if you don't do anything else, if you can have a gratitude practice, that is a wonderful step one. Because, and why that works is that our brain is wired for negative thinking, everyone's. We have, about 80,000 thoughts a day, and they are mostly repetitive and negative, which sounds terrible, but that's the human brain working to protect you. So if you can say every day what's going well, you're going to start fostering a more positive reaction in your brain, which is just going to set you up for feeling better and feeling more secure.
That's great advice for our viewers.
Ask yourselves, ladies,
how
what's
can
going
they
well
reach-
today?
And how can they reach you,
How can people reach me?
our viewers?
People can reach me.
Yes.
Again, I'm coming to you from Point Pleasant in New Jersey, down at the beach. But I have a website. My website is mindsetnj.com. So I have a website. I'm on social media at MindsetGen. I also have a podcast. My podcast is called Mindset Connection. And so on my podcast, we showcase people who are doing wonderful things in mental health and wellness that you may not know about, that are also accessible.
That's great.
Because that's really important. People may see someone or go, oh my gosh, I love that person, but they're so far away and I have no way to reach them. So we're really trying to showcase people who are doing great things in all aspects of mental health and wellness that you can actually reach out to. So,
Wow, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank
This
you.
was such great information. Thank you for taking the time today. It was so good to finally meet
yes,
you.
you too, Sandra. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. If you like what you're hearing, share this episode with friends and click that subscribe button. We're back with more. Don't go anywhere. Now it's time for Spill It, our favorite part of the show, where my friend Vita joins me to answer your questions and nothing's off limits. Vita.
I can't wait.
Dear Sandra, I've always been a flirt. It's just part of who I am. But my new boyfriend gets really upset when I'm playful with other men. To me, it's harmless fun, and honestly, I flirt with women too. He thinks it means something deeper, but it doesn't. I'm totally into him. Who's right here?
I feel like she's right here.
I agree.
Like some people, like, you know what? I have one of these personalities. I will talk to a wall.
Right.
Like literally, I don't care who you are, I'll talk to you. So people might misconstrue that as me flirting.
Yes.
Where in reality, I'm just being a nice person.
Well, it's just who you are. I don't think that there's anything wrong with her flirting, not flirting,
Like
just being out.
to clarify, non-physical flirting.
Yes, as long as it's non-physical, there's
no
nothing wrong
like
with it.
ties being pulled in or like.
So you're right. He's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he may just have some jealousy issues, insecurities.
Seems like he's wrong, actually.
Yes.
Like you're right, and his talking about it makes him very wrong.
Is he gaslighting her though? Because
He's
he
a
thinks
total
it
gaslighter.
means something deeper, but it doesn't.
Yes.
So he's gaslighting her because he's so insecure. So she may be dealing with a narcissist.
She's just a nice person, and he's doing her dirty.
He is. I think you should leave him.
Break up with him.
Cut him.
Snip, snip.
Thanks for spilling it with us. We love hearing from you. So keep those messages coming. Follow me on Instagram at Sandra Lena Silverman for more behind the scenes, beauty tips, and unfiltered conversations. That's it for this episode of Party's Over. Until next time, stay radiant, stay ruthless. Remember, connection is everything and bullshit never belongs in love.
You can say that again.
So right.
Yeah, seriously.